Judge Aileen Cannon, the Trump-appointed judge who, of course, handled the document case last year and gave a bunch of favorable rulings to Donald Trump before the federal appeals court had to strike them all down, is, of course, overseeing Donald Trump's new prosecution from the United States Department of Justice. And Donald Trump's lawyers have already made it clear that they are prepared to go into court as soon as they get their first hearing in front of the judge, and they're going to ask her to throw out key evidence against Donald Trump, the evidence that actually proves conspiracy. And that evidence happens to be his lawyer Evan Corcoran's handwritten notes that the DOJ reportedly heavily relied upon to come up with those obstruction charges. If you take those notes away, then you don't have the evidence of conspiracy to commit obstruction. And that actually does away with a lot of the counts that Donald Trump is facing. And of course, those charges alone carry a maximum penalty of up to 20 years in prison. But here's their argument. Their argument, believe it or not, is that these handwritten notes from Trump's lawyers are actually protected by attorney-client privilege, which the court system already ruled didn't apply in this instance because it's involved in the commission of a crime. You know, attorney-client privilege can protect a lot of information, but one thing it cannot protect, according to the court system, the legal system, and every law in the United States, is when that information is involved in the commission of a crime. So if the commission of the crime in question happens to be conspiracy, then no, those notes are not protected by attorney-client privilege. And for the record, again, that is what the courts, higher courts than where Judge Cannon sits, have already decided. Judge Cannon does not have the authority to throw out that evidence because it's allegedly protected by attorney-client privilege because a bigger court, a court above her, already said it wasn't. And that's where the fun's going to start, folks, because it doesn't matter what the previous courts ruled. Judge Cannon is still going to rule on it, I guarantee you. If Donald Trump and his legal team take this to her and beg her to throw it out, there is a good chance that she would throw it out. Now, that would be very concerning. The only hope that we have is that those appellate courts, the ones who smacked her down last year, do the same thing here. Again, it's already been determined by the court system that these notes, that what Trump was talking to Corcoran about was basically Trump trying to get Corcoran to go along with his illegal scheme. And if that is factually accurate, which this, whole court case is going to determine, but if it's factually accurate, then those notes absolutely would not be protected. But Judge Cannon is a loose cannon. She could do whatever the hell she wants because she doesn't have to face any kind of repercussions. And that is the biggest problem with our legal system. That's why we've got these corrupt bastards sitting on the United States Supreme Court, because nobody can do anything. Nobody can touch them. Yes, we can impeach them, but when was the last time we had the numbers to actually impeach and remove somebody from office, folks? Yes, I know impeachment exists, but it's never going to happen, so we may as well pretend it's not even there. So Judge Cannon can do whatever the hell she wants, throw out whatever evidence she wants, and the only way that she gets, punished is if the appellate court says, nope, you can't throw it out, it's back in. And then she says, all right, fine. That's it. She can abuse her power. She can do everything she can to side with Donald Trump and make this as easy as possible for him. And there is basically nothing that we as a general public can do about it. Thanks for watching, everyone. And well, here comes the awkward part at the end of the video where I ask you to like, comment, and share, and subscribe for more content from Ring of Fire. Also, you should consider becoming a member for some exclusive content and perks, including early access videos and exclusive videos. Check out the link in the description.